Tax season is right around the corner, and there are some important changes to be mindful of. Jordan standing by with a professional from Bangerter Financial Services to see what you need to do before you file.
That's right. We're here with Jeff Bangerter from Bangerter Financial Services to tell us about some of the changes this year. We know tax season is basically here now. We can start filing on the 12th. What are some of the big changes that we all need to look out for 2021, Jeff?
Well, I think the first thing is the standard deductions have been increased, which is good. So $12,400 for individual filers and $24,008 for couples filing jointly. And then next year, or for 2021, it's going to go up a couple $100 for each category as well. The other thing that's kind of interesting is there is this Savers credit, which is really focused on low and middle income families to encourage them to save in 401ks and IRAs. They actually get a credit back if they do it. So I think that would be important for all folks to take a look at.
And you also have charitable donations on there as well?
Yeah, charitable donations, it's kind of interesting because pre-COVID, you really couldn't write anything off if you were using the standard deductions. But this year they went ahead, for the 2020 filing season, they said, no, we'll still let you write off your charitable contributions. There are some limits to it. I do have a link on my website at Bangerter Financial to help people see if they should focus on it. If you gave to a charity, you should definitely try to write it off, talk to your tax person. And by the way, I should always say, make sure this is just general information, so definitely talk to your professional tax person.
Oh, yes. And, of course, everything counts, right, when you're trying to save money on the taxes. So, this year, going from 2020 to 2021, a lot of folks are still wondering about the stimulus check. So what do we need to know this year if we have not received that second paycheck yet?
Kind of interesting, yeah. So if you haven't gotten that second check yet, then basically you have to file your tax return in order to get it. And so if you're expecting one, haven't got it, I would file as soon as possible. And then the way you'll get it back is if you have a refund, it's just going to be added to your refund. And if you owe money, you'll just owe less. But either way, I would get your filing going right away.
Right. So at this point, you can't depend on that money. If you haven't filed yet, you're not going to get it, but it will reflect on your taxes. Good thing there. But what about working from home? A majority of the nation bringing the work into their home. How can we go about filing our taxes this year? Can we do deductions if we did work from home this year?
I think a lot of people think that, well, I'm working at home, I get to write it off. That's just not the case for employees working at home. So if you are self-employed and you've actually carved out a part of your home, like a bedroom or whatever, as, hey, this is my office, then you can write that off. One of the things that is a little bit confusing, I think, for some folks, a lot of people, when they realize, well, I don't have to drive into work anymore, it was like, I'm moving to a cheaper place to live. Well, if you're telecommuting across state lines for your work, you might end up having to filing in both states. So it might make it a little bit more complicated.
That is where the professionals come in, right, to help us with our taxes this year. Now, what about one more question here? What about for folks who have filed their 2019 taxes a bit later after the date? What do we need to know this year? Because could there be some penalties?
Well, it's actually kind of interesting. So if you filed, last year they gave us a break. They said we could file as late as July 15th. Well, so the government basically owed interest to you if you had a refund coming from April 15th until you filed and got your money. But it's kind of crazy because they're saying, okay, well, that interest they sent you or included in your refund is taxable, but it's only like $18. So there was like they gave you $18, but now you have to file and claim it as interest income. And it just complicated your return a little bit more. The government gave it, and now they're taking it back.
Right. Wow. So much to learn about taxes. And again, we're in tax season right now. So, Jeff, thanks for being with us. Let everyone know the best way to contact you and your financial services as we prepare to file our taxes for the year.
Head to our website, bangerterfinancial.com. We'd be happy to help anybody with any questions.
All right. We appreciate it so much, Jeff. Thank you very much. T, over to you.